Hello and welcome to our webinar, Understanding the Subdivision Process in California, a Layperson's Guide. My name is Nicholas D'Amico. I am Senior Counsel at Blake Law Firm. A little bit about my background. Prior to becoming an attorney, I worked for over 10 years as a land use planner with LA County, and that experience gave me an intimate knowledge of the process that local governments go through to approve land development projects. Today, we'll explore how you can turn your dream of developing land in California into reality through the subdivision process. Whether you're envisioning a community of homes or a commercial development, we'll break down the essential steps and regulations in a way that's easy for anyone to understand. But before we dive into the details, let's start by answering a fundamental question. What is a subdivision? A subdivision is the process of dividing a single larger piece of land into smaller lots or parcels. These smaller lots can be used for various purposes such as residential, commercial, or industrial development. The goal of the subdivision is to transform a single piece of property into multiple individual properties, each having its own legal standing. Let's get started with step 1, research and preliminary planning. Before you dive into the subdivision process, it's crucial to conduct thorough research. Begin by understanding local zoning laws, the general plan, and any specific regulations that apply to your property. These regulations can vary significantly depending on your location. Familiarize yourself with local land uses that are allowable, minimum lot size requirements, and any environmental considerations that may impact your proposed project for a subdivision. Step 2, the pre-application phase. Once you have a basic understanding of the regulations, it's a good idea to consult with your local planning department. They can provide valuable insights into the feasibility of your project and guide you through the specific requirements you'll need to fulfill. During this phase, you may also want to consult with professionals such as land surveyors, engineers, and attorneys who specialize in land development. Step 3, formal application. With a solid plan in place, it's time to submit a formal application to the appropriate regulatory body, usually the local planning commission or zoning board. This application should include detailed plans, surveys, and any necessary environmental impact reports. The application will be thoroughly reviewed to ensure that it complies with all relevant regulations. Step 4, environmental review. Environmental impact is a significant consideration for any subdivision project. Depending on the scope of your development, you may need to conduct studies on issues such as water quality, wildlife habitat, and potential soil contamination. These studies help identify the potential negative effects of a subdivision and allow for mitigation measures to be put in place. Step 5, public hearings and community input. Subdivision projects often require public hearings during which local residents and stakeholders have the opportunity to express their opinions and concerns about the proposed development. This input can lead to modifications or adjustments to the project to address community needs and concerns. Step 6, approval and conditions. Following the review process and public hearings, the regulatory body will make a decision on whether to approve the subdivision. Approval may come with certain conditions that must be met before the project can move forward. These conditions can include infrastructure improvements, landscaping requirements, and much more. Step 7, final maps and parceling. Once the subdivision is approved, you'll need to create final maps that delineate the newly created lots. These maps must meet specific standards set by the local government and by state law. This is also the stage where you'll determine property boundaries, easements, and any necessary utilities to be put in place. Step 8, recordation and sale. After the final maps are approved, they must be recorded with the county recorder's office. This step usually establishes the newly created lots. With the lots now recognized as individual properties, you can begin selling them to interested buyers or proceed with your intended development. Conclusion. In conclusion, the subdivision process in California can be complex, but with careful planning, research, and adherence to local regulations, it is possible to turn your land into a successful residential or commercial project. By understanding the steps involved and seeking professional guidance when needed, you can navigate the intricacies of the process and transform your vision into a reality. Thank you for joining us today for this informative webinar. If you have any questions or need further guidance on the subdivision process in California, please feel free to contact us at Blake Law Firm. We're happy to help you make your development dreams into a reality. Thanks for watching.